I represent directly the Arcturian delegation. You can say I'm an ET being. And a long, long time ago, as we have monitoring the timeline of Gaia in the solar system, we have selected, we as in Arcturus High Council and a Council of Elders, to decide to send one of our own boots on the ground to reassess where the Earth human beings' consciousness and the potential of the timeline would be. So I too am part of a very high council. I'm an oracle. I am known throughout the multiverses. I'm very ancient and I enjoy this young body. So that's a good deal, right? An ancient soul in a very young body. Because in the eyes of the universe, even if you're 99 years old, you are very, very young. So I embrace that energy, and following up on this amazing astrology, following of Jupiter, Uranus, and all this expansion, Peter and I, my husband here, and our delegations, and many of our members of the Arcturian University, we just came back from Germany, and we did a very intense retreat there right at a 13th century old castle in the south of Germany. And the goal that my delegation wanted me to achieve there is to release and extract the old, outdated morphogenetic field throughout Europe. And why? It's because the distortion of old historical imprints were so predominant, especially around World War II and other form of war or other things that's been going on, that it was affecting generations of ancient souls and star seeds returning into certain genetic lineages. And so we were appointed the task of going on site, which was about at least 85 of us at the castle. And for an entire week, we did very deep work on clearing and replacing the next etheric generation of the next morphogenetic field. Think of it as a blueprint. So it's a template of blueprint that has been implemented with a lot of assistance, including the Dragon Guardian nations who were there, and many, many others, enlightened intergalactic groups like the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, the Antares, and others. But it's pretty much the presence of all of us there that made a difference, all of us who gather in our heart, and even on the live stream. It was incredible to watch certain old imprint, talking about out of the old and clearing. So the land was also speaking to us. I personally witnessed old imprint of the land completely dissolving. The tree nation were talking to us. By the time we left, everything felt so much more vibrationally aligned. There was a new resonance field that was returned. And as we speak, that new morphogenetic field is continuing to integrating. And we want to change the entire energy throughout Europe. And of course, we all one. So this is why I want to mention that, because it's very inspired. We speak from an intergalactic perspective, and I love to listening to astrologers because we really navigate side by side with each other. We simply have a different semantics to express the timeline changes. Ever since the Lionsgate portal, this year the Lionsgate portal has been extremely potent. How many of you have felt it? Huge on all levels, right? Deep. One thing that with the Galactic, the Federation Galactica of Light Alliances, we have noticed is that Gaia has made a dimensional jump. And what it means is that we jumped out of the 3D linear timeline. We are now embracing a new timeline. So it will reflect in the way the planets will speak, because celestial being, known as planet, has consciousness. You can commune with any of them. They will tell them they have very unique personality, right? Each and one of them. I like to commune with many of these beings. And the Lionsgate within the interstellar triangulations between the star of Sirius, the constellation of Lyra, and the constellation of Orion, and right in the center of that triangle, the solar presence breathe forth a brand new fresh air of life acceleration with the solar living codes returning to the planet and to the grids of the planet and the ley lines to rebalance also the planet nervous system, which reflect into our own body ley line systems and our internal gateways known as the nervous systems. And one other thing I realized is that jump that we made. Literally, imagine or feel Gaia or the Earth or Mother Terra shifting. So what it's going to mean is that it's going to mean we need to reharmonize ourselves, which has led to today's experience. We're not just going to talk. Some of you know, you follow my work, everything that we do is greatly experiential. So we're going to open a very specific quantum space with the Arcturian presence, and I'm going to ask the crystal masters that we work with, they're phenomenal beings, very ancient beings, in form of crystal, but they are, the room would be too short to host them. They're very majestic beings. We're going to form a crystalline grid with everyone's higher self's permission. You can feel it in your heart. And we're going to be working on reharmonizing your galactic crown. So your crown chakra is stepping into a new role to reharmonize the flow with your root chakra. So it's really redefining how these internal systems or vortexes of light are going to support all of you individually, but also as a species and on a planetary level. Because now with the Earth shifting out of dimensional alignment with the middle timeline that we call the 3D phantom matrix, it's going to shift the architecture of your light body structure, your chakra system, the multidimensional points, how your internal gateway also communicates. That means a lot of throat chakra reopening. That's going to be important. Communications with your third eye, your pineal gland, how your higher heart now needs to be in alignment with your heart center, but also with your crystalline core, which is the middle center of your solar plexus. I know everyone, take a deep breath. Ah, yes. Remember to breathe. Now we're going to sit out. They're going to tell me they're not breathing here. It's here. Let's open. And so, as you can feel, the role of these internal centers are evolving alongside your consciousness. So think of it this way. It's a little formula, very simple and yet potent. It's consciousness expansion with frequencies expansion with light body ascension. It's really much how your consciousness, your frequency, and your vibratory rate are realigning themselves. And of course, that's going to affect all aspects of you. That means you also changing your interconnections with the planet, the ecosystem of the planet, and all sentient life evolving on the planet. And that's going to help to heal the gap between humanity and different sentient life forms, including the animal kingdom and anything that is really evolving on this planet. And what it means is that you are really embodying, getting ready for more organic science of contact with your intergalactic brothers and sisters. We have reached that era. We have seen this coming from a long, long time. Remember, believe us, Arcturians were millions of years old. We've been around the block, so to speak. We have seen the solar system and this planet evolving in so many times that we don't have a library big enough to archive all the books of changes we have seen just here. So because of those profound changes that reflect on astronomy, astrology, meditation, the science of spirituality, how we perceive ourselves, how we're going to interact with other forms of intelligence, and how we're going to be able to finally transmute the wheel of reincarnation, how we're going to be able to free ourselves also from the phantom matrix, known as the 3D matrix reality, and a big, big one for humanity that's going to trigger amazing DNA evolution is the release of enslavement. And that enslavement is going to release the counterpart of influence within your instinctual mind. In fact, Yesterday we did a master course on the Mastermind series that we talk about the instinctual mind that's been so manipulated and retracting humanity into a very minimal functionality. What we say is, let's bring you back to maximum functionality. That's a very third base energies to a higher fifth and even beyond. Now remember, yes, I know, Father saying, my Arcturian Father is tapping me on the shoulder. We want to clarify something about talking about the fifth dimensional frequencies. You need to realize that there's so many dimensions. It's endless, it's infinite, just like you are. But when we talk about the fifth dimensional frequencies, we mean to say as a placeholder, it's a point of reference that allows you to understand what is shifting in you. You're moving out of that third dimensional based personality identity, you're moving into a more soul matrix identity. And that is reflecting the release of that third base energies and shifting into a higher harmonic, higher fifth dimensional unified field. So this is why we, the Arcturians, we talk about the fifth dimension. We are very high frequency being. If you would see us on board our ship, you would see that we vibrate at very high octaves. We choose to step down into a compressed holographic light body onto the fifth dimension so we can better interact with everyone on the planet. That makes sense? So if you are a very, very high vibrational being, you've already ascended eons ago, you have to feel how far can we compress our frequencies to allow communication with another species. And we do that a lot with also other planets, in other galaxies, planetary systems, star systems everywhere. So when we hear about Arcturian being fifth dimensional frequency, think about, oh, there's our point of reference, like a middle point of liaison that we have chosen to communicate with you. So that's one thing that they want me to really clarify about the Arcturians. And that's true for also other ascended intergalactic groups like the Andromedans and others, and the Antares. Well, the Antares, they refuse to go below 7 dimensions, so they're not even going to go there. We know because we go into fifth to relay their messages. I said, okay, we'll point a liaison for you. And there are many beings like this. All is the same thing. Would you dive into the ocean with no equipment and get yourself crushed in? You will not do that. So it's the same thing when you reach a certain octaves. It's challenging to return into a step-down frequency. That means that we are reflecting as a point of reference the complete potential, the complete self-mastery of what you can achieve 100%. We're not very different from you. We're simply, how could I say that? We simply have learned our karmic lessons. We have our share of mistakes we made thousands of years ago, but we still have learned to integrate the mastery of these lessons and how we have become much more, I would say, a very tuned-in civilization. We know how to cultivate ourselves. We know how to project our soul essence with one another. So when we do these events, whether it's online, whether it's in private retreat, or like here today, there's many of us speaking through the unity consciousness of one vessel. And that is my body. That's why I was engineered, and my body was it's a bioengineered template that reflect the species that we are being of service of, and that means you. So remember that we are a reflection of you, just like you are a reflection of us. And that's true for all of the intergalactic advance. Beautiful star brothers and sisters. So there's nothing to fear. Anyone who put a barrier of fear about your cosmic origin, your galactic roots, just release that, because it is time to rekindle with these roots and understand them in the proper conscious context. Does that make sense? Yes, and continue to breathe. Remember, let it flow. We are preparing the vibration and the frequency here. Today we're going to do that galactic crown root reharmonization. we prefer to guide you into an experiential meditation. This way you can experience, you can feel, you can either implement that into yourself, and remember, it is always done with the permission of your higher self, including those watching on the live stream and the replay. This is timeless. There's no more time or space. It really is. And allowing ourselves to return into that beautiful energy. Part of the goals of reharmonizing your galactic crown with your root chakra, it's to release yourself from the distorted field of the false narrative associated with the dark brotherhood. Let me correct that. Thank you. I'm being corrected here. The dark fatherhood and the dark motherhood energies that has really much been active within the 3D matrix reality. We're releasing those distortion of the dark motherhood and the dark fatherhood, and instead we are going to reharmonize in the true higher prime creator principles of the higher divine feminine and the divine higher masculine energies. Those energies need to return into complete integration, as opposed to distortion and misuse and misalignment. That's part of the great, great healing of moving forward in your evolution as more conscious human being, galactic being, universal, eternal being. Interesting. Okay, hello. There's a being right there. And he was waving at me like, I'm here. Well, thank you. Nobody else can see you, but I know you're here. And so it's a beautiful being, an observer holding a space with us. Remember, only that of the highest light is welcome in our space. It is part of the high protocol of light we observe at all times. Let's take another deep breath. Perfect. Let's just say it's very crowded on stage with me. It's part of who we are. It's part of a friendly service. So, my team says human beings are very fond of smiling and laughing. It helps to open their field, relaxing their muscular system, relaxing the nervous system. And I said, Father, am I supposed to do that? They said, just practice, dear. Well, thank you, Van, at least. Yes. We are ready now to open the quantum field. Before we proceed, for those of you watching on the live stream, would you please tune into your heart? And for those who are here live, you give us permission to proceed into this beautiful reharmonization of the galactic crown with your root chakra, serving your highest and greatest good, moving forward, especially with the new timeline that you just entered. And as you heard before us, great many changes. Now, remember, at the soul level, you prepared for this for eons. This is nothing new. You're just more returning consciously to be aware of it. That's the new part. But everything has been foretold and written for a very long time. So do we have your permission? Do we have your permission? Yes. Yes, thank you. Excellent. Yes, I know. My Arcturian father says, it is time, dear. Let's open the space. We are very happy to connect with you. So thank you, everyone, including the live stream, and everyone here in person, to close your eyes and to maintain your eyes closed. Let's just take a moment to settle into your sacred space, in the here and now. And with each breath that you take, we invite you to see and feel that you're calling back to your crystalline core all aspects of your energy, whether it's mental energies, emotional, spiritual, physical, and even etheric. Bless you. Let's just feel that you are calling all of these aspects, or what we call fractals of light energy, returning to your space, purified, cleansed, and restored in complete alignment with your soul blueprint, helping you to return into a more natural resonance field, which means realigning your higher mind with your mind, connecting also with your heart center, connecting to your solar plexus, the crystalline core of empowerment and sovereignty, to feel your root system expanding to connect into the earth, remembering your desire to answer the call of Gaia, to return into our higher soul calling to be of service, and that includes you. Remembering the promise that you made to this planet and all sentient life forms evolving here. Helping you to expand your universal compassion, to walk in benevolence. And that means a deep reverence for all life, and that includes also your life. And like a sacred tree of life, let's expand your root systems deep into the earth grids, the sacred network that unite all life on this planet. And as you're settling in more and more into your own sacred space, feet on the ground or in a lotus position, whichever you prefer, I'm calling forth my Arcturian delegations, including my Arcturian father. He is the one who oversees my earth mission. As long as I am on the planet, they will be there with me. We're going to expand our beautiful quantum holographic field. Quantum means the return into complete unity consciousness, to understand even on a cellular level that you're part of all there is. And now that we have expanded the quantum field, the Arcturians will continue to monitor our sacred space, and as the universal protocol dictates, only that of the highest light is welcome in our quantum space. We command only that of the highest light, in resonance to your I Am presence, the magnificence of your higher self. Imagine or feel or simply welcome your higher self. And everyone is assigned also an Arcturian guide. Think of us as an old friend that you have encountered in other life cycles. And for right now, everyone with your Arcturian guide within the unity consciousness of our field, we invite you to breathe and feel that you are breathing into a higher fifth dimensional state. It means that every breath that enters your lungs bring harmonization, balance, vitality, to gently enhance the quality of life force energy within your bloodstream, your internal organs and internal systems, expanding oxygen into pure energy, and that pure energy expand into complete light. Just to feel, as you're expanding into pure light, how your spinal cord become a natural conduit, feeding, expanding into all the nerve endings. So take a moment to feel that you're expanding just like a tree of life, a cosmic tree of life, Let your root system be strong and anchor into the earth grids and the crystalline grids. Allow the earth to make you realize that she is now vibrating in another timeline, a dimensional shift. In that dimensional shift, many of us have prepared to embrace it, to become one with the change, to embody that new dimensional expansion. We invite you to keep breathing, to feel. And as we're beginning the Arcturian light code transmission within the field, and within also your living aura, remember to communicate with us directly to the power of your heart and the clarity of your thought forms. What you feel, think, and generate, we perceive it at the speed of a thought. We will harmonize our soul essence to our holographic light body with your living aura. If you allow us, it is an exchange, a choice, an invitation. Remember, we are very ancient beings, and we are the great ambassador within the multiverse. We are also master healer and great architects of light frequencies and holographic technology. And right now, we're going to invite you to feel to a more deeper, gentle, rhythmic pattern through your breath. That you allow yourself to go deeper within your connection. Where are you on your journey? Can we, supporting you, transmuting the residual of energies around fear and any form of distorted step down frequencies that truly have nothing to do with you at your core. So let's take a moment to connect to your Arcturian guide within the quantum field that we have co-created together. And receive this mighty gift of transmutation through the mastery of the light frequencies of the Arcturians. We have beings from all over the multiverses coming to us for our healing abilities. It is a gift if you choose to receive it. And now that we have harmonized our soul essence with your living aura, you can feel through your heart for a moment what energies, patterns, imprints, a source of influences are you ready to release, understanding its purpose, how it has served you, extracting the lessons, the wisdom earned, the knowledge, and together to the power also of your higher self. Let's release, cleanse, and purify those patterns out of your field, your body memory field, your core of absorption and awareness. And remember to keep breathing, to feel the flow of natural cosmic life force energy entering your physical template. also nourishing your root systems. And especially where we are today with all this celestial movement, it is important to purify ourselves from what is outdated or what potentially you may hold in your field, as you may feel responsible for your ancestors or your genetic lineages in this lifetime, and any other form of responsibility you feel or you have felt that you must maintain, that serve today as a form of entrapment to hold you back within the phantom matrix and emotional manipulation. It is a time to breathe in and to clear, cleanse, and purify those patterns and understanding their higher decoding, what your soul has come to learn, integrate, complete, and move forward, allowing you to embrace a soul development, a higher fifth dimensional spiritual path, dedication, commitment, practice, cultivation, embodiment, and yet to return into universal joy. Just take a moment to feel this universal joy, the rays of light entering your heart center and expanding your luminous field that we lovingly call your living aura even more. So imagine for a moment that you become a luminous being, like shining like a radiant sun. You are a sunlight, a supernova of conscious light. And as you walk within your life, expanded within your light as a supernova, remembering the seed of universal joy as a sacred virtue in your heart center, allowing your crystalline core to be strong, empowered, self-love, self-acceptance, and self-empowerment, and self-worthiness become part of you, embedded as the next phase of your nature, of who you are. So imagining the ripple effects like wavelength of energies that you co-manifest and radiate on a day-to-day basis. Let's just keep breathing peacefully into this beautiful process, helping you to where you are on your journey, what you're about to do, and looking back on your journey so far with great compassion and a deep gratitude and appreciation for you, and of course for those who have contributed to the interweaving of your unique tapestry. And remember that you are still within the quantum field with the Arcturians, our light, your light together. We are a great strength, a magnificence of light that radiates, and the ripple effects goes well beyond the solar system. It goes into many other quadrants, in other universes, dimensional space, and even the Antares on the seventh dimension can feel it. This is how powerful we are. Think of us as a placeholder for you. Think of us as your intergalactic Zen masters, and yet old friends who have returned. I remind you how much you are being supported, loved, guided, and celebrated for your great services to this planet, this quadrant within the Milky Way, and the ripple effect even through the great universal hall of records. You are writing the most historical book, the blueprints that will serve great and many other species, that will lead, that will follow your footprints in their evolution. Just hold that energy within you right now. I am here to make such an impact of the re-evolution of a planet that has sunk so deep out of alignment, outside of the perfect octaves of Prime Creator, in such a step down frequencies of forgetfulness, duality, and polarization. I have returned to follow a higher soul calling as I heal myself and resolve the karmic lessons and the old soul contract I made in the past. I transmute these energies for myself and everyone on the planet and contribute daily to the grand rising of an entire species and many other life forms on the body of another celestial being that you know her as the Earth or Pachamama, Mother Gaia in her consciousness, Terra or Tara, as she's known by other names. Just feel how important you are. Allow yourself to heal any form of residuals around how powerless, full of fear, and insignificant those energies are. Illusions. They are part of the outdated version of the Earth. Would you accept that about yourself? Just take a moment with your Arcturian guide in the loving embrace of our quantum field to make the decision today and moving forward with each breath that I take day and night, that those very heavy, outdated energies and feelings are no longer active or potent in my inner reality. Imagine the space it creates. Can you feel this expansion? You can ask your body consciousness to readjust itself without creating heavy emotional or physical symptoms. Just allow yourself to move through this huge, beautiful, uplifting shift with divine ease and divine grace. And the other layer of healing today that we offer is the release of the shame and the guilt of your lineages and your ancestors. And that includes some of your stellar genetic markers in your DNA. With the Arcturian light activations and just our presence, it is time for me now to transmute and release those very old imprints around shame and guilt from my ancestors, from my lineages on both the mother and father, past, present, future, and on a multidimensional level, and within my DNA genetic stellar markers, known and unknown. Just take a moment to integrate that for a moment, to feel that a natural organic transmutation taking place. Just keep reading and accepting the gift today. I am ready to make more space within myself, to bring in more light, a more direct connections to my higher self, my star families, multidimensional aspect of myself. It is time to open the field of remembrance of my gift of healing, my gift as a very advanced seer, a visionary, an artist. I bring in the sacred tones, ancient languages, reopening your telepathic communications abilities. It is very natural. I re-embrace today the true essence of the earth human beings, the higher spectrum of humanity. And I am an historian, as I am contributing in this lifetime to the book of knowledge to allow a planet, a species, and many other complex forms of life to step forward in their evolution, to heal old wounds, and to release themselves like yourselves from any false matrix reality. It has served a purpose. It is no longer. And now on the next breath, just see, feel, or connect to your crown chakra right above your head. It is known as your galactic crown of enlightenment. On this planet, your crown is known as the 7th point within your chakra system. It is the first point to step outside of your earthly chakra system that connects you to the planet. Just see and feel and embrace today the reopening or a deeper reawakening of your crown chakra, allowing you to expand your ability to project your lighter body, your higher consciousness, to communicate or commune with any advanced or other higher intelligence, including celestial, dimensional, ultra-celestial, and of course the presence of omnipotence, omnipresence of the supreme creative force, the prime creator. You can communicate to any other planets, star system, any form of group consciousness. This is the power of your crown chakra. Just feel, connect, allow yourself to strengthening your crown without any fear, just the power of your light. And to your crown, we welcome today the return of the prime creator, divine feminine principle. And as it serves your highest and greatest good, we ask for the removal of any form of interference, distortion, memory imprints around the dark motherhood. It is replaced by the magnificence of the divine feminine principle of internal source, or the prime creator. Just feel for a moment that beautiful, natural shift taking place to what we call your galactic crown of light. And remember to keep breathing deeper and slower. Let everything flow. Beautiful. And we are with you as always, like we have been for thousands and thousands of years. And as your crown of enlightenment is receiving now beautiful alignment of the divine feminine principle of source, I'm going to invite you to connect to your root chakra. Just feel for a moment your root chakra. Your root chakra was reduced to the instinctual primal energies. It is time to rekindle, reawakening the true aspect of your root chakra. It is a complete doorway of communication on both the planet and through universal communications. Your crown communicates greatly with your root. Just feel your root chakra re-expanding, regaining its true powerful light, his higher purpose. To feel I am thriving in life. I am walking in the certainty of my light. I am physically nourished by the planet, and I easily attract positively all that I need to sustain my physical form and to support my soul mission, my presence on the planet. It is through your root chakra that we can release the entanglements around enslavement and the false security of the third dimensional matrix polarized reality. Just feel an expansion taking place with divine ease, divine grace. Remember to communicate with the Arcturian guide assigned to you right now during this reharmonization process. And we invite the Prime Creator, Divine Masculine Principle to re-enter your root chakra, to transmute and release the negative effect of the dark fatherhood attached to the 3D matrix. Let's just feel that energy of I welcome back now the divine masculine principle of eternal source within my root chakra. And let's just feel how the interconnections naturally re-interweave between your crown and your root, helping you to step forward with more confidence and complete worthiness as an engaged, balanced, more conscious, cosmic human being. And embracing the expansion of you also as a divine eternal being. This is your profound nature. In other words, to see and feel this reharmonization between your higher self and your earthly self together. There is no more separation. There's no more disconnect. It is a reconnecting aspect of the one being that is you. The one being returning into complete interconnection. Let's take a moment to integrate this mighty gift today. And again, at your own pace, following your state of consciousness, in complete alignment with your frequencies and your vibratory state. just to realize deep in your heart that I am the same being. My higher self and my earthly self return together. And let's take a deep breath to integrate and release. Yes. One more time, deep breath in and release. Beautiful. And the Arcturians will now gently return to our own dimensional space and to feel that we're going to gently release our quantum field, allowing you to return in full awareness, refreshed and fully integrated back into your physical form or your body. Return into your room or this room in complete alignment with beloved Gaia, this beautiful blue pearl as we call her. Feet on the ground, and yet feel it to your spine, you're growing taller in your light. And now that we have returned, we invite you to gently open your eyes. And thank you for uncrossing your legs and feet. You're blocking yourself for nothing. There's nothing to fear. You are very safe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So one of the things they want me to share as we're going to wrap and allowing the beautiful Sasha to grace us with sound, music, which is going to be perfect, and a follow-up, is that what we just did, not only on a multidimensional level, is going to help you a great deal. It's going to help to more embrace the soul-body connection. And even though we are far more than a body, your physical form is important, allowing yourself to return into that light body state. Yes, I know. My Arcturian father says, we have given enough for today. I want to let you integrate. I have no idea of the linear time. I disconnected completely from the field, as we always do for those of you who know. But we feel that we have brought forward today the essence of what we come to do, and even much more. So, if it is appropriate for everyone, I think I feel the calling of welcoming beautiful, gifted Sasha and this feast of musical and vocal journey that will help us to integrate even more what we have initiated today. As always, we're here to be of service to the Supreme Source, Gaia, and all life. And as you walk in the certainty, the magnificence of who you are, we always say, stay in your light. Thank you, everyone.